I broke up with Scrivener. Hey fresties, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about why I left Scrivener and what I am now using as an alternative, which is completely free, so you guys might want to check it out. So the first portion is going to be me talking about why I left Scrivener, and the second portion is going to be me taking you through a walkthrough of my Google Docs / Notion situation that I have going on to organize my writing. So if you're not really interested in the first part and you just want to skip to the part where I demonstrate how I use Docs and Notion as sort of a makeshift Scrivener, I will leave the timestamp below. For now, let's talk about why I left Scrivener. I just want to start off by saying I love Scrivener. Scrivener was one of my best purchases that I ever made as a writer, period. I honestly highly recommend it, even though I am leaving it, and even though it took them 47 years to update the Windows version. Basically, the reason that I'm leaving Scrivener comes down to one big fact, which is that you cannot use Scrivener on your phone, at least not as a Windows and Android user. Apple users, it might be different. I don't know anything about that life. For me, it was not a possibility. I had Scrivener on my laptop, and then on my phone, nada. You know, I would just have to write down ideas in my notes app or whatever, and then transfer them over to Scrivener whenever I next went on my laptop. Pretty recently, like within the last few months, I have started using Notion to just organize my life, and I realized while I was using it that, hello, this could basically be Scrivener, but I have access to it on my laptop and on my phone because Notion has an app, and everything that you do in your workspace on one device automatically gets updated on whatever other devices you are logged in on. And you can be logged in on however many devices you want. As far as I know, it's completely free. I just realized basically this is a solution for my continuous problem with Scrivener, which is that I am not able to access any of my writing while I am on my phone. You know, maybe it's 11 p.m. at night. PM at night? Well, yeah, what other thing does PM mean? Maybe it's 11 p.m. and I'm in bed and I get this sudden urge to just write, and I don't necessarily want to get out my whole entire laptop. I can just reach for my phone, open Notion, and start typing. But I realized pretty quickly that the actual writing function on Notion wasn't exactly how I liked it to be, and so I thought about combining it with Google Docs, which I've thought about using by itself in the past, again to replace Scrivener because you can access Google Docs on your phone, but the reason that I never did was because it was not organized enough for me. You know, Scrivener is like peak organization and Google Docs is basically no organization at all. So I came up with a method for Notion where I embed the Google Docs documents, so I make a new document for every chapter, and then I embed that in a section. I guess you'll see it when I show you how I have organized it. But to sum it up, that is why I left Scrivener, why I'm no longer using it. For me, I've already noticed a difference having Notion. Like, I was in the waiting room at a car dealership recently, and I was able to sit there and work on a chapter because I had everything in front of me. You know, not just the chapter itself, but all of the details of my story that I would have in a Scrivener document. Scrivener really helped me hone my writing process, really helped me figure out how I personally like to organize my writing and all the details that are, you know, behind the scenes. I'm still very appreciative of it. I still think it was one of the best purchases that I have ever made, but this new version, it's just a little better for me personally. So let's go ahead and switch over to the voiceover part of the video where I am going to walk you through how I have organized my Notion and Docs combo for the current romance series that I am writing. So in Notion, I have created a separate personal plan for myself, which is where I keep my Redview romance series organized. If I was going to do a book outside of this series, I would just create another personal plan. I would probably have one for each book that I was working on or each series that I'm working on. Notion is free for personal plans. You can have as many as you want, so you're really not limited. It's the same as, you know, buying Scrivener and creating a new Scrivener document for every book that you're writing. So as you can see, since this is a series, I have divided it into the main section where I keep my settings inspo and my wiki, which I will get into in a second. And then further on, I have my first book in the series, Hearts Like Ours, and I have lots of things inside of that toggle. And then the second one, which I will not be going into because it is my current work in progress and I don't want any spoilers for you guys. So we will stick with this one. So in the Red View Romance section, right now I have my settings inspo, which if I click on it, again, it has a further list, which you can see if I open this as well. And these can even go into further lists, but I don't have them built that way currently. The first toggle that I have is for 𝘴𝘰𝘤𝘪𝘢𝘭𝘴, which is one of the main settings for my books. And as you can see, I've just put some inspo pictures. I only have 2 in here right now, but you get the idea of what this is kind of for. And again, same thing in the houses category, just pictures of houses that inspire me for the setting. And Red View, same thing for the town, so on and so on. And with Annie's apartment, I actually built it in The Sims, and I just took screenshots of that and put them in here so I don't have to go hunting for them in my screenshots folder every time I want a refresher of what her house looks like. And you could do this with other things too. I always like to sketch out the houses or apartments where my characters live. So if you did that, you could take a picture of it and then just upload it right into Notion as well. That way your desk isn't all cluttered while you're writing and you're not sifting through papers trying to find the sketch that you need at that moment. So that covers the settings inspo portion. Then I also have a wiki, which is actually through Google Docs, and I will show you how to embed this in Google Docs as well. I actually do it in 2 ways. First, I embed it like this so I can edit it right within Notion and type anything that I want while I'm in Notion, and that is how I access it through my laptop. However, when I'm on my phone, for some reason, the app does not allow me to edit Google Docs through the Notion app. It might just be my phone, like it might not be up to par with that type of system, but to solve that issue, I also embed it with Google Drive as well. So that way when I'm on my phone, I just click on this and it opens it in the Docs app for me. That is where I keep my wiki. If you guys wanted to, you could build a whole entire wiki on Notion. It would probably be more organized than if you did it with Google Docs, but I already started mine on Google Docs and have not gotten around to maybe transferring it over to Notion, but since I know it would be quite a large undertaking at the moment, this is just what I'm sticking with. So that is my main series section. Obviously you could add a whole bunch of stuff here if you wanted to. My wiki kind of covers a lot, but if you wanted to, again, put your wiki in Notion, you could have a section for characters, a section for, you know, not just settings inspo, but like actual details about the settings, anything that pertains to your story. If you have built your own world, you can have details about the world, a magic system, all that stuff. So let's get into the actual story outline. So this is my front page for my book Hearts Like Ours, which I am still uploading over on Wattpad if you want to check it out. There won't be any spoilers in this video that have not already been uploaded on Wattpad, so just talking about like the first maybe 10 chapters or so, and I'm not even going to be talking about it, it'll just be in the outline and whatnot. Anyways, this is my cover page. As you can see, I like to decorate it a little bit, just put myself in the mood of the writing. As I'm looking at these apples, I realize they look kind of grody. I put my story aesthetic and the cover. So first I have my research tab, which I only have one list under right now, which is the task list. And this is just where I keep a list of things that I need to research before I start writing, or things that I need to research before I'm editing, or whatever it is. Just information that I need to know to really make this story the best that it can be. Obviously, if I'm writing a story about a guy who works on an orchard and I don't really know anything about orchards or what goes into being an orchardist, then the story is probably going to be lacking in several different aspects. This is where I like to keep all that stuff that I have to get done. Next is the outlines tab, which, as you can see, I have 2 outlines. I have my Save the Cat outline, which is just taken completely from the book Save the Cat. In Red View Romance 2, I actually have an outline that is similar to this, but it's Save the Cat mixed with Romancing the Beat. So this is just whatever kind of outline that you like to do, you can put it here. So I have this outline first, and then we go into chapter by chapter where I keep an organized look of what happens in every chapter. Obviously, this can be subject to change. I might be writing, chapter 6 and realize, hey, this is way too much stuff for one chapter. I need to split this into 2. But for the most part, this just helps me keep organized, like scene by scene, what is happening. Next, I have the area where I keep my actual manuscript, and I did not go ahead and paste all of this into here easier because I actually wrote all of this back when I was still using Scrivener, but I did demonstrate for you guys how I did the first one. Again, just with the embed where I can edit straight through Notion, and the embed where I can click on it and have it open right up in Docs. So I will go ahead and show you how to do this now. I just make an empty Notion document, then hitting the / I type in embed, do this, and then you will need to go to Google Docs and find the document that you are looking to embed, open it, copy the link, paste the link, and there you go. It is embedded right into your Notion. I like to drag mine out so it's larger. And then the other way is I type in Drive for Google Drive. Just click on the account that you want to access. Again, type in the title of whatever document you're looking for, click it, and there you have it. It's right in there for if you're using your phone and you want to have it still be organized, you can just access it very quickly, very simply using this method. So that's how I keep my manuscript organized. Next, I have a notes section where I keep things like important tidbits. This is where I can keep things like research. I have the section where I keep my blurb, which I did not paste into here yet. It would just be the blurb for my story so that if I want a little refresher, I can go ahead and look at that. Or if I think of something that I need to add while I'm writing, I can tweak it. And then I have a section for bits of dialogue, etc. This is where I just put any dialogue that pops into my head. You know, maybe I wrote it down in my notes app and then I transfer it over here, but that's not really something that I have to do anymore because again, thanks to me using Notion now, I have access to it on my phone wherever I go, as long as my phone is with me. But if my phone wasn't with me and I wrote it down on a sticky note, this is where I would go ahead and plop that. And this is just so I make sure that I'm not forgetting anything that popped into my head that I really liked and wanted to include. Last but not least, I have a section called Bits to Add When Editing, which for this story doesn't have anything inside of it. I just said here I would have a list to keep track of things I need to add in previous chapters while I'm drafting. For instance, if I realize a new scene that needs to take place a few chapters back, or if I need to go back and add a character in from the beginning, or change someone's name or personality, all that kind of stuff. Anything that I think of while I'm drafting that I need to go back and put in the previous chapters goes on this list. So that is how I organize each separate book in my series. And if I was doing a standalone book, then it would just be, you know, one book and I would just move these sections down to this book. And obviously this is a very personalized thing. This is something that will likely look different for everybody because everybody likes to write in different ways. And if I start a new project, I will just create another workspace and it's totally free, which is my favorite part about it. And I think most of us probably already use Google Docs for something anyways, so you're very familiar with the layout and everything. And Notion, I will say, is super easy to learn. I was a little nervous at first when I started using it for just tracking my own life stuff, but it is something that you pick up really quickly. It's very simple, very intuitive. I really can't recommend it enough if you're looking for a way to organize anything, but in this particular instance, you're writing, 10 out of 10. Let me know what your guys' writing organization looks like, you know, what kind of a system you have going, if you've ever used a Notion for anything before. I'm still relatively new to it, but it is like a crucial part of my life now. I can't really imagine not using it at this point. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that I will see you guys in the next video. Also, yes, I look a little different. Nobody make a berries and cream comment, okay? Nobody. Berries and cream, berries and cream. Or Lord Farquaad. I don't want to hear it. It's like, on one hand, I'm aware that yes, I do look like them now, but at the same time, I like my haircut, so I don't even care. Ow, what the heck? Okay, bye.